Hello, and welcome to another How to OU at USU. Today we will be looking at how to share the files within a box folder with users on your website. So if you joined me for the last video, then you learned how to create a box upload widget. And this is basically the second half of that. Does it have to be? No, you don't have to use these in tandem like this. You can use just the box file upload widget or the box file share completely on its own. But just with how I was thinking about it, that's what I'm going to do. So actually here, let's do this. So let's create a new page. And we'll call it sharing files. Copy that to my clipboard to create that page. And I'll publish it real quick. You'd never publish it with a messed up title and meta description, but for this example, it's fine. All right, and I have the box folder that I want to share the files with users. You'll notice it's the same one that we were using for uploading files to in the last video, this thing. How do we do that? So what we're going to do is basically the same as before. We'll go in to edit our page, and we will add a couple of snippets. We'll add a nice one column. That'll be good for our H1, our header, and then we'll go ahead and add another snippet that is, you know what, we'll just use the one column for both of these actually. Why not? Turn on our show blocks. We'll add a header. We'll call it sharing files with box, and I want that to be an H1 because that's best practice. Then I will put, instead of that default paragraph, I will go ahead and insert a iframe component, basically exactly the same as we did before, only now I need to grab the iframe code, right? You'll also remember that we did some cool stuff with Bootstrap to make the iframe look really pretty. So go back to that video if you need to see how to do that, but I'm just going to copy that in there real quick. So that way we have that, and then I'm going to go to the actual folder I want to share, and then I want to go to more actions, and I want to find this embed widget option. And then it gives me a couple of options that I can sit here and change. I can make it large, I can make it custom, I can do all that stuff. Most of that I'm not going to do anything with. And you'll notice it just gives you the same iframe code. You can copy that and put that into your iframe component. It might not look quite the way we want. So here, let's actually go ahead and do that. If we did this the super easy, lazy way and just directly copy that into our component, save it, it'll look exactly like this. Let's also get rid of that first and last character that I very carefully kept, so that way I could make sure I didn't destroy any of the boxes. Save that, and we'll preview it, and you'll see it looks exactly like that. And you think, what? That's perfect. That's all I need, right? Submit it for approval or publish, and we refresh our page, and yeah, it's there, and you can just drag it and use it, and people can already see the files and stuff. So what's the problem? Why do we need to include that Bootstrap stuff? Well, if we open the dev tools real quick, I know some weird scary stuff, ignore that, and we click this little button, we can see what it would look like on a phone, and you can see right away it looks a little weird, right? The footer it's not doing the thing. It's not doing the thing. It doesn't look good. It's doing this weird stretch the page and make it really fat and look kind of stupid, which maybe once you get to like a tablet sized device it's almost okay, but it's still kind of gross. Then you get to a laptop or a desktop computer and it's fine, and you're like, that's not what we want. We want our users to have a good experience on our website regardless of the device they're using to access our website, always. And that's why we care about all that fancy Bootstrap stuff. So we'll go in to edit that code, our iframe. I'm just going to paste what I had put in there before, which I just grabbed from the Bootstrap documentation. And then I'm going to find this source attribute, this src equals double quote, and then this fancy URL. And I only want to get all of that fancy URL to the next set of double quotes. All this other stuff I don't really need. I'm just going to delete that. That is code coming from Box to try and help you make it look better on your website for you. We're not going to worry about that. We're going to take care of that part ourselves, so that way it looks good on all devices for us, right? And then I'm going to paste in that URL that is should be the value for the source attribute, and save it. And once I go ahead and save that, save the page, it looks already quite a bit better, right? It takes up the full width of the page, which maybe that's a little too big. If you wanted, you could sit there and put it in a smaller column and do some stuff like that to size it. But if we go ahead and just publish this now, we can reload the page and we can see, hey, on the page it also looks quite a bit better, at least on, the desktop devices and stuff. But if we go back to like a mobile device, we can see right away, yep, it shrinks that box sharing preview, so that way it fits within the web page and looks good on regardless of what size the device. So here we're looking at about, I don't know, a tablet. Yeah, something that's about 786 pixels. So that looks pretty good. We can go to a smaller device. We can check out what it would look like on like an iPhone. We can go check out what it would look like on like Galaxy. Had some other options that I think they've disappeared. Anyway, that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is that's how we add a Box file share widget to our web page, so that way we can share the contents of a Box folder with users through our website. I think there's some security things with this too. So if you wanted people to be able to download these, which I don't think they can. Yep, they'd have to. Okay, so if we open it in an incognito window, you have to still verify your account and stuff. If you wanted it to be truly open and free for anyone to look at, you'd have to adjust those security settings, which I believe we can do here in settings. And we can allow uploads to this. Let's see. Send collaborators. We can restrict collaborators to people within USU. Allow anyone who can access this folder from to join as a collaborator. We can do that. And then we can choose if we want them to be an editor. An editor has more permissions than a viewer. A viewer can only view. Kind of straightforward. Save that, and then if we go ahead and open this incognito again, I think this time it'll... Nope, it doesn't quite do the thing. I think how do we do that? File request, that's not what we want. People, oh, shared link. So we want to change that to right there. People with the link. So that way anybody who has access to the link can view and download. That's the security setting. Kind of hidden, kind of confusing. But if that did the thing, I should be able to hard refresh. Yep, and as you can see, anybody with it can now access it. So if you wanted it to be free and open to anyone, that's how you could do that. I would kind of advise against that. I would actually say maybe this is a page on your website that only internal people use or are supposed to use, and then you maybe change the security settings so that way they have access to the folder. And then if somebody else stumbles to this page, then we can invited people only, be super strict. We can make it so that way they can't see any of those contents. But I don't know, it depends on your use case. So whatever helps solve the problem you're trying to fix. That's just how you would do it. So, okay, hopefully that is helpful. Thank you, and bye.